Okay, welcome back to the channel. Following on from my last video with my fancy new coilovers, we now have the fun of pulling all this out. A lot of this is going to be time-lapse just because I don't really think you want to see me spending 3 or 4 hours pulling this down, so it's all going to be time-lapse stuff. You will notice I have a fan going. I am sweating like a pig. It is like 35 degrees and like 90% humidity in this garage at the moment because it's bucketing down rain outside. It is sweating hot, but I'm very, very keen to get this all done. So, first thing I'll do, bleed the brakes. We'll get all the brake fluid out, because obviously I'm going to be dismantling all the brakes, taking them off altogether. Bleed the brakes, get the fluid out. Same thing on both sides. I have actually taken the wheel off on both sides, so I've stuffed it. Oh, you might be able to see it, just under there. So it's sitting under the car, just a little bit extra support, just in case. I've got jack stands under the front there, under the front cross member. I know a lot of people say jack up under the sills, like on the jack points here, but all that does is crush the sills. I'm not a big fan of that. So it's on the cross member at the front. I've got two jacks. I have got two jack stands. I've got the jack under there as well, just as an extra. And then I've obviously got the tyres under here as well, just as an extra precaution, just in case shit decides to move. Shouldn't have given it a good hard shake, and she ain't going anywhere, so she should be all sweet. So yeah, first order is bleed the brakes, get all the brake fluid out. Calipers off, hubs off. Disc off, not hub. The hub and the upright are all one piece. So bonnet open, under the top, tie rod, sway bar, linkages, and then yeah, she'll come off. At least get this bit off, and then got to get under there, and I have to get all the tie rods and stuff, the rack ends and stuff off as well, which is going to be a little bit harder process. They're a little bit of a bastard to get off, especially ones like this that the steering rack has been reconditioned by the previous owner. So I'm hoping things on there aren't just completely yay old welded on, depending on how the mechanic did it when he did the steering specialist did it when they did the racks. That should come off reasonably, I'm going to say easy, reasonably better than what it would have if it was just the stock one that had been on there for 30 something years. So yeah, we'll get into it. Brakes first, get the calipers off, get the discs off, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so next step we're doing, at the back here, we take the calipers off. At the back, if I can get the camera in there fair enough, two 17mm bolts, one here, one down the bottom. Undo those, that's going to loosen the caliper off. Pull the caliper out, and we're going to undo the brake lines. We'll just kind of tuck the brake lines up here for the minute. They won't be changing. That fitting should go straight into the back of the new calipers. And then, yeah, once brake calipers off, we should be right to, I'll turn this around so you can see me. Yeah, once brake calipers off, that's really haunting look, isn't it? Ooh. Garage lighting, winner. Yeah, brake caliper off. Then we're going to knock off the little cover here. There is a bolt under there or nut under there we're going to take off. That's going to let us loosen the hub off. We'll probably knock this off once the caliper's off. We'll start undoing like the sway bar and the rack ends and stuff at the back here. That's going to let us free up that whole piece. 3 bolts at the top, up here at the top, and that's going to drop that down. So yeah, there's not much to stop. It's literally just that, the 2 bolts to get the caliper, that to get the, actually I don't really need to take that off. I have a feeling, I'm hoping these fit the S13 hubs, because these are actually, these are missing on the S13 hubs, the little cap here. There is there's a nut in behind there that holds the disc on, but I don't need to take the disc off because I'm taking the whole thing off. So the stub axle and the upright are all one piece. But because I'm not taking the disc off, I can just take the caliper off. Depends how much room I've got to move, and if I need to, I can take that off. But I'm hoping this fits the S13 because these are missing on the S13, so it's just one less thing to have to try to hunt down and find. I'm pretty sure they're the same hub size though, so they should fit straight on. But yeah, brake caliper, 3 top bolts, there is one bottom bolt which should let me get this out, but I'm pretty sure I've got to take the swing arms off to get the the sway bars off to get the lower control arm down low enough to get this off. But we'll play it by ear. We'll kind of just take things off as we go. Literally see it, unbolt it, take it off. Let's go. Okay, because the rack end is being a bit of an arsehole and not wanting to come off, it's kind of jammed in there. I'm actually going to undo the top of the strut tower, or of the shock tower. Hopefully that's going to drop down, and the only thing that's really going to be holding it on is going to be that bolt in the rack end. So hopefully get that down. That's going to give me enough movement to kind of loosen everything up and get it out. So we're going to undo these now. So I'm going to undo the 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. That's going to loosen the top of the shock. Hopefully that's going to give me enough movement down below to actually get that all out. So let's go. Yeah, that's off. That's off. I have what I've actually done. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the sway bar end. I've just nipped up the washer and the nut at the back of that to hold the control arm, so this thing isn't just going to fall straight down. Going to undo the 3 bolts at the top now. This is all going to be loose. I can hop back down, undo that, take it off because there's a fair bit of weight in there. So let's see how we go. We are out. Holy shit. That was an effort. One side is out. Let's get this right up out the way. Okay, so coilover, or it's not really coilover, is it? Suspension, knuckle, everything's out. The weight saving alone is going to be fucking massive on this thing. Just the size of the bulky old shit compared to the new coilovers and the S13 knuckles and stuff. The weight saving alone is going to make this car another I don't know, 1 horsepower faster. It's going to make it a whole 1k an hour quicker. So next thing we're going to do is take out, I'll turn this around so you can see it. Got to take off the steering arm, or the tie rod, rack end, whatever you want to call it. So there's a little boot. I don't know if you can see it in there or not. The boot here, you can just see it. The little circlet there, we'll take that off. Pull the boot off. In there is a big ass connection. I'm going to have to get one of my, I don't think I'm going to have a spanner big enough because they're pretty large. I'm going to have to get one of my massive adjustable spanners and get it on there. Try and get that off. That can be a bit of a bastard. That's, I'm hoping, the fact that the steering rack has been rebuilt at some point. I'm kind of hoping that it's not sort of factory dart ridiculously tight and going to be bastard to get off. Just realised it's not the greatest camera angle. I do apologise. My lovely pasty tan Neapolitan flavoured arms. But yeah, I don't think you want to just be looking at that while I'm talking over the top. Yeah, so I'll get this off, and then this side is pretty much done. Rinse and repeat on the other side, and then yeah, start just double checking everything. Basically, I want to make sure everything's all good to go. There's nothing that needs to be replaced or needs to be upgraded, downgraded, whatever. As sort of just done all the sway bar bushings on here. I just want to double check all the bushings, make sure everything else is all good, make sure there's no leaks in the steering rack. Whilst I have the steering rack off, there is under the one of the power steering connections has a little bit of a leak. I'll see if I can get into that and fix that while I'm here as well, because it's going to give me a little bit more room without this in the way. But outside of that, it should all be good to go. Start putting it back on. I can get the coilovers on. I can get the lower control arms in. I can get the knuckles on. There's a few bits and pieces I can do and actually start getting it all together. Rack ends obviously can't do those yet. You're going to have to wait for those to come in. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is exciting. I'm loving it. Okay, so as I'd hoped, I didn't videotape it last little bit because it was right under here. I was upside down, inside out, and I did get a bit of video. Didn't work out. So what I've just done is I've removed tie rod from under there. Now, as I thought, these are a massive, gonna be hard to see because the light's all the way down there. Let's see if we can move this up here so we can actually see what's going on. These are a massive kind of little unit you got to undo with, you might just be able to see it, 2 tiny little flats, top and bottom. There's not much to them at all, and they're very, very narrow flats too, so you haven't got much purchase. It's kind of stressing because I know from factory a lot of people say that these are like on rock hard. They've got your vice grips on them and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, I want to do it because I said if I need to reuse this stuff again, I don't want to go trashing it. I want it to still be in good nick. I was lucky enough with my big ass adjustable wrench, that on there, and literally tap with the palm, pop straight off, like literally quarter of a turn, and then I just could undo it by hand. So lucky that's come off really nice and easy. This boot I will reuse. I have to reuse that on the other tie rod. So the other section that I get, it's basically got to replace this. That's the last piece I have to purchase. Because the S13 control arms are a little bit longer, you need a longer tie rod rack end that's actually going to compensate for it. I have heard people say you can use these, but you only have like 5mm, like literally a couple of threads to screw on by. That's just asking for stupid problems and trouble. So I will be replacing these completely as well. But outside of that, I'll bring the camera over and show you. This side, I'll bring this over so we can actually see what the hell is going on. Let's bring the camera over. This side of the car is all done. So let's zoom this out as far as we can go. So there you go, we're all done. So shocks are all out. It's not the greatest lighting, I know it's not the greatest videoing, but deal with it. So shocks are out. Bushings, these are the ones that I've just replaced not long ago, so they're going to be good to go. Everything else seems in good nick. Brake lines I'll double check. As I said, I did get brake lines with the calipers that I've got, so I might replace them. It is actually hard line and the soft line as well, so I might just put the soft lines back in. Tie rods I've got to order, but outside of that, everything's good nick, everything's ready to go. I will bring I will start putting some stuff in. I've got to do the other side, basically do this on the other side. I will bring in, start putting in some of the new bits. Excuse my dodgy videoing. I will bring in some of the new bits and start installing them, just because I'm not going to have it just sitting here waiting. I'll clean all this up. I'll start putting parts in. There's a few bits I still need to rust treat, the hubs and stuff, but I can get the control arms in. I'm going to have to modify the dust grease covers that go around the outside of the disc. Although, I only just noticed looking at the stockies don't have it at all. Huh. That's interesting. I'll grab it and show you. The easiest way is actually coming over here to show you. So, you can see, these have got like a dust cover. So these are the S13 hubs and knuckles. They've got like a dust cover that goes around, so your disc sits within this, which stops pebbles and dust and crap and stuff getting in there. But I've just noticed, I've never noticed it before, the stockies don't have it. A lot of people do cut this off, so with the 4-pot calipers I've got, the disc that I'm getting, or the disc that goes with the calipers I've got, won't actually fit inside this, so I've got to modify this anyway to make it fit. And the caliper won't actually fit between that gap on the other side. It fits on the PCD of the bolt holes the same, but it won't fit in there, so I'd have to cut a little bit out of that, cut this to fit the disc on. I never even noticed that the stockies don't actually have the dust cover. That's really interesting. Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do actually just cut these off altogether and just get a Dremel, cut it, fuck it right off. Yeah, to be honest, I might actually do that. The fact the stockies don't have it, yeah, screw it, I'll just cut it off. It's going to make life a lot easier. I'll get a Dremel or whatever. A lot of people kind of just cut the outside off, fold it over, whatever. But yeah, I'll find some way of making that work. Huh, that's interesting. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, bit of a hodgepodge video. It's kind of hard to film and do and get all greasy and everything all at the same time, but I'm hoping it's helpful for someone. I'm hoping it's helpful for you to kind of watch me go through this journey and see how we're going. I'm going to go and rinse and repeat on the other side, and then I'm going to go and call it a night. I will get start putting stuff in tomorrow. I'll come down when it's a little bit lighter. Hopefully I can get don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully I can get the garage door open. It's getting late, so I'm talking really quickly. Force a habit, I don't know why I do that. Turn this way so you can actually see my face. I'm in the shadow. I will, yeah, rinse and repeat this on the other side now, so it's all off tonight. And then tomorrow, stage 2, we'll start cleaning, just getting the grease and crap and stuff out. I'm going to have a look at the steering rack, see if I can figure out where that little leak's coming from there, potentially get that in while the tie rods and stuff are out of the way. I'll order tie rods probably tonight, get them in the process of coming. Yeah, and then we start slapping them back together. I can get the coilovers on, I can get the lower control arms in, I can get the knuckles on, I can get the coilovers in, so that's all in place. And then it's just a matter of brake lines, calipers. I've got to clean the hubs up because they're filthy. They're old hubs that came with, came from somewhere, can't remember where, but they're very rusty, so I need to rust proof, I need to de-rust those. Bearings in are really good. The bearings were fairly new when they got taken off the car, so bearings are fine. It's just the actual, the outside of them. Give them a good clean, get those on. Then they can slap on. Yeah, it's gonna get done pretty quickly once you get the rack ends in and everything's all good to go. It's gonna get done pretty quick. So yeah, stay tuned for stage 2 or for step 2, day 2, whatever you want to call it. And I will see you then. Take care, guys.